All right, now we're going to swap sides here. And we've got Matt on Blue Sun and Alexis on Kate. So same IDs, very different decks. Matt is on an off-the-Chrysium grid deck. So using the power of Chrysium grid to prevent successful runs on HQ to allow off the grid to do its thing and allow him to score. And we've got Alexis running her main lady Kate's. A lot of one-ups here. We're looking at a Lady Cyber Cipher Inti.
Security Nexus.
Security Nexus.
Lots of Link.
Yep, okay. So it's a Link deck. Not going to do a whole lot against Matt's Blue Sun here.
Yeah.
Going in, she might be thinking, could protect me from a mid-season trace, and of course, Security Nexus is going to be a thing here. Now, that's where this is tricky. Because Matt's going to be using Chrysium Grid and off the grid, that's going to require 2 successful runs. That kind of downplays what Security Nexus is going to be able to do in this matchup here.
True. If he's got 2 solid ice, she can't get through both.
Absolutely. Or just 2 taxing ice. I see a DNA tracker off the bottom of Matt's deck there too. Just big, nasty taxing ice from Blue Sun. That's one thing Blue Sun can do well is get money and rest some big ice. You just got to find a way to make doing that relevant, right?
Yeah.
Always the trick. Oh, I cannot believe I missed the Escher play. That would have been amazing in that last round here.
Yeah.
On the turn he goes off, he Eschers over to HQ or even over, well, he runs the remote and then doesn't false echo it, then goes through the Escher, puts it down the now useless remote, and just runs roughshod.
Yeah.
He had a window, and it was just one card was bashful.
Yep.
Amazing play. But as it is, Big G is going to mid-season. It's going to boom, and you got to be ready for it. Running without damage protection is, well, not something I do these days. Typically run Anarch. 3 I've had worse Anaplascrete. I think you kind of have to nowadays.
Yeah.
The upside is I've actually survived a power shutdown double boom.
Wow.
If you have 2 I've had worse in hand, you actually have enough cards to survive.
Yeah.
So, surprise somebody that way. That was fun. Alright, so it's interesting. I mean, this is technically a mirror match, same IDs, but very different decks with a very different game plan. And we're going to see a very different game this time here. We got about 38 minutes left on the clock, so no rush on the players here. But I have a feeling this is going to be a bit of a slog. It's going to be a longer game.
Yeah.
Now I'm also commentating and judging the tournament, so I'm going to go take a lap around the room here. I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Mr. Kevin.
It like this on all fours, gallops down here, gets back up to 2 feet, just slows down and goes, ah. Bites it. Does a 20.
Matt very concerned about his HQ double icing.
4 points of damage. 4 points of damage.
It's actual deck, like the rest of
It's a 15.
Let's just go with some free accesses on R&D. GFI.
Everybody else has got this covered good. Something steps out of the corner of the pillar. Something else steps out of the corner of the pillar, like it came out of nowhere. Like the very bottom of the pillar.
Yeah, consulting visits for oversight.
It came at a dead spot. And it just kind of just pops out of it.
All right, so we've got a protected oversighted curtain wall here. The strength is lower, but that does help against any kind of shenanigans to kind of run in and get it. That's going to be a very important play when the next pack hits, and we get SIFR, I believe.
Yeah.
The new Anarch console that will reduce anything to 0 strength.
That's right.
Thus making curtain wall sad.
Yeah.
But in Blue Sun, you just learn to play around it here. You just protect your curtain wall. it becomes a true money card instead of a hybrid money card and stopper.
Right. Yep.
But a money card for 15 is still absolutely worth playing.
Yeah.
So, everybody can make a spellcraft check if they have it. Nobody has spellcraft training?
All right, so we've got.
And this is Alexis's main economy engine is Mopus. Hard to argue with that.
No, really hard to argue. I ran Mopus in my Val deck at Worlds, so
Yeah.
and it did work. I made day 2, so yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It might be a little on the slow side, but basically Alexis in general tends to play decks that are slow but inevitable.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might have a couple seconds to try and get something up here, but at the end of the day, if you let the game go long enough, she will stop you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't turn me invisible. It's visible. Marin!
Brady's out handing around the participation cards right now. Alexis puts down her blast street, bracing herself for some meat damage.
That's why it's playing
That was a corporate war that Matt just scored, so we made a lot of cash off that.
Corporate War, a fantastic Blue Sun card. You're always going to be able to win the war because you can just bounce whatever ice you need to in order to make sure that this works.
Yeah, that's true.
Really not an agenda you can play anywhere but Blue Sun. I mean, it's
Right. Yeah, it's just too risky anywhere else.
so. Yeah. Corporate War. Okay. SMC to the trash. I guess she feels like she's got what she needs. Class Creep not going to be a factor in this game, but there's no way she knows that yet.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead and make that knowledge engineering
restructure, just more money and more money and more money. That card's going to be insane once Mr. Stinson arrives in the next pack.
Yeah.
Which will allow you to remove an operation from the heap, playing it without paying its cost, which basically makes restructure a $15 card,
Yeah,
which is insane.
Yeah, that'll be nuts.
There's the Nexus. Combo achieved. 5 Lincoln Security Nexus. She's got her draw established. She just needs to start establishing what else she needs. Now, do you think the double ice on HQ kind of tips the game here?
Like it gives Alexis information about
Yeah.
what's going on.
Lets her know to make sure. I mean, Chrysium Grid off the grid is a pretty common deck. Not one everybody sees all the time, but it's one that I know she's played against before. So does that tell her that it's this? Because Blue Sun has a couple different kill packages as well. So
Yeah.
you got to find out what you're playing against.
I bet that it hasn't tipped it yet. I bet she still doesn't know.
Right. Not knowing means sitting back and gaining money. And she is running a singleton vamp. So I've been on the other side of her Nexus Kate before, and she just took 8, let me rush out to 5, and then vamp me to 0 and put her foot on my throat and didn't let up.
Yeah.
And that's a very effective strategy against a lot of decks.
Yeah, it is.
Triple ice at HQ. Now the eyebrow has to be raised at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Kate traditionally wants to go after R&D.
The resin is hunter. So you're going to cast haste as opposed to you can use haste to counter that haste. Oh, actually, no, you can already cast it. Slowly.
Still no Chrysium Grid for Matt here. He's got to be sweating out a little bit. He is running 2 Mushin no Shin as well.
Okay.
So that's the easiest way to score big agendas out. You know, lay down and off the grid because Mushin's got to be to an uniced server.
That's right.
So you put the Mushin card on top of the off the grid, and if they can't break through twice, then you just get to score 5 threes and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
And his particular agenda suite is 1 Corporate War, 2 GFI, 3 Oaktown, and 3 Atlas. So he's actually not running any bigger agendas to take advantage of that. But it does give him deniability, and I'm just double checking to see if he's got any traps in there as well. Operations. The only assets are Jackson Howard, so 3 Chrysium Cyber decks and 3 off the grid. So it's a very tuned, very tight deck. I'm not trying to do a lot of tricks here, just trying to straightforward. This is what I'm going to do, and you can't do anything about it. So we have a GFI score on the Polish side, and the Corporate War on the other. Oh, Excalibur. Oh, wah wah. And Excalibur, there is an admin in Alexis' deck. She's going to need to set that to 2, or else that Excalibur is just going to ruin her day. Because you can't run back and get the successful run on the off the grid. DNA tracker. Ooh. This is going to be expensive to break or to not break. Now, this is probably where the Nexus Trace is going to go, unless it was used already on the Excalibur.
So Alexis could Nexus through Excalibur if she can't find her admin.
Right, but then now she's got to deal with the DNA tracker.
That's absolutely.
And then she's trying to determine the value of her hand and how much this is going to cost her. Yep, she's going to go get a breaker. Cyber Cipher is her breaker of choice, at least for something this large. Unless she sets a big Ant-Man, but yep, Cyber Cipher.
Yeah.
She also has a Zoot Keymaster in the deck, so she's not going to be locked out of other servers just because her Cypher's committed. So
That's, I think, is a solid call here.
yeah, oh, absolutely. You need Cypher on there. You're planning on running that tracker a bunch.
Yep.
Now, the thing about Blue Sun is you can just always move it now. And we have something else that we have here. Looks like a Miramati. Which, if she's now turning the Nexus to the side here, she's used the security Nexus here, but she only has 4 credits, and he still has a mint. He's at 16, so he might pay out the trace enough to bounce her here. Now, if she is bounced, because she didn't use the Nexus on the Excalibur, yeah, but he's doing the math. This is going to end the run and result in a tag. And then she just pays 2 to clear the tag. She wasn't going to run anyway. I mean, what else to do with your turn?
Yeah.
She's got to protect that film critic. As far as she knows, I mean, she could be seeing a mid-season, and a film critic would prevent the mid-season from happening.
That's right.
Mandatory draw. Where is my Christian grid? He's got to be saying to himself. A lot of interesting choices to be had here. Okay, here we go. Okay, we've got a Christian grid. That's got to be an off-the-grid agenda. It's probably going to be an Atlas because it didn't have a click to advance. It was just install. So he's got to be able to res this off the grid here now. Looks like Alexis doesn't have any asset hate in her deck. Asset or upgrade hate, so no councilman, no political operative, and of course no rumor mill because she is playing green here. We got an off the grid res. She absolutely knows what's going on. It looks like he did have another click. And we're reading off the grid. Maybe she hasn't played against this deck. So we have an advance, and he's resing the Christian grid, showing the bad news. So we're going to need to get through a Miramati, a DNA tracker, and an Excalibur twice on the same turn in order to get at that agenda. So he bounces the off the grid to hand. It's a great little 6-credit bank there. 3 advancements. Atlas with a counter. That'll help if either part of his combo that's going to be dancing back and forth between his hand and the board. If any one of them gets trashed along the way, that Atlas counter is going to be able to just reestablish that headlock.
Yep.
So now we're in trouble. What do? Do you... Oh, looks like we run through and trash the Christian grid. And she wants her access. Alright. Oh, and she got the big one. Off the grid is 0 to trash. Combo disintegrated. That Atlas counter is only going to be able to get 1 of the 2, which means he's going to have to draw the other one again. Now he's running 3 of each in the deck. So it's just a matter now of finding out what he can find here. It looks like he might have just drawn another off the grid. Kind of hard to see.
So he could set up the combo again with his Atlas token, if that's what he drew.
Right. If he's got 1 of the 2, all he needs is the Atlas token, because he doesn't even need to draw it. Okay, so we got beautiful hedge fund from the World's Kit, and from the Store Championship Kit as well. And we've got another Chrysium. It's either going to be a Chrysium or a Cyberdex, are the only legal plays he has in his deck. could be the Cyberdex is a good bluff play because now she knows the Chrysiums have to die or else you can't win,
Right.
unless you just go all in on R&D, which, considering we are running 3 R&D interface here, that might not be a bad plan. Just sitting on R&D the whole way is another way to deal with this. I mean, he does only have 1 ice there, and you have very sizable breakers.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have a clone chip or an SMC, 2 SMCs in the trash, so getting breakers is a little problematic at the moment. Boy, that off the grid was a clutch pull.
Yeah, sure is.
Okay, Atlas counter coming in. This is going to be for the off the grid, although he's debating. Oh, we have the off the grid in the hand. We're going to get an agenda. All right, notice this doesn't take a click, so his turn most likely is going to be install off the grid, 2-click Mushin the global food, and then pass the turn. Which means he's going to be able to score the next turn unless Alexis can get in there twice and deal with... Yep, there's the Mushin. 3 advancement counters on a mystery card, otherwise known as the food he just went and got.
Yep.
And then off the grid installed. $6 there, and then he's going to spend another 3 to raise the Chrysium. And Alexis sees her fate. She's either going to need to have to score 5 points on this turn, or she's going to need to get an HQ twice and still have a click left to run the off the grid.
Yeah.
So we're drawing for answers. We're dieseling. We're going to run. She's not going to be able to get in. Yep, I think she just realized that. Running now with only 2 clicks left, there's no way to get that agenda. You have to hit HQ twice first. So,
yeah, she usually really likes to put more pressure on RD. She hasn't drawn any of her RDIs.
And she's just getting that big off the Chrysium grid middle finger there. All the ice is on HQ, which drew the attention to HQ. So we got an RDI. He's only got 4 credits. Is that enough to res what he's got? He's got a Mausolus there? No, that's a Sapper?
Does he only have 1 credit left now?
He does only have 1 credit, but he's going to be able to bounce the off-grid for 6 more.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Sees 2 cards here. The Sapper does nothing because we were able to Nexus it. We did trash a Cyberdex while we were in there for whatever reason.
And that wins.
Food scored, and Corp wins. Just like everybody around here, I know Alexis certainly wants. Wayland carries the day. Complete sweep for Blue Sun here, and a Corp split.